Hey guys, so welcome back to Danganronpa. Trigger happy Havoc. Let's carry on where we left off. We're in the trial for Sakura's murder. Hina just lied about a bunch of things, and I've never seen Byakuya so flustered in his life. Let's carry on. Kyoko just hid some evidence, and she's about to submit it to the trial. Here we go.
Are you sure? After all, you're the one that gave it to me.
I did?
Uh-oh.
It was hidden inside the bottle of poison you gave me.
What?
I'm amazed you, of all people, would miss such a vital clue. A truly grave oversight.
You gave her a bottle of poison?
Just say it already! What is it you think you found?
I found this.
Huh? A piece of glass?
It had sunk to the bottom of the bottle.
Glass that was also found underneath the protein cup?
And the hidden clue was exposed, thanks to you ingesting the powder.
Oh, the powder that he just drank in the, the trial.
I couldn't have solved the mystery without you. So, thank you for that.
But, what is it?
Oh, you still don't realize? Well then.
What's going on?
Makoto, why don't you explain it?
I just asked what's going on, now you want me to explain it?
Huh? Me?
Fine. If you really do know, explain the meaning of that shard of glass.
The shard of light blue glass Kyoko found in the bottle of poison. What's it doing in there? I think I remember now. I broke something this same shade of blue.
I got it!
The window of the rec room.
It's part of the window from the rec room door, right?
The window?
The window we broke to get in was light blue, just like that. So I think that must be it.
I don't quite follow right
You're
now.
right. It must be. Of course, that leads to another question. How did a shard of glass from the window get inside this bottle of poison?
What's so strange about that?
Was the crime scene tampered with? Without us knowing?
What's strange is that, according to what Hina told us,
Where was it the bottle of poison should have been when I broke the rec room window? According to what Hina told us, it should have been in section A of the shelf.
I
She
got it!
supposedly put it back there.
The bottle of poison was left on the shelf in the chem lab. That is what you said, right, Hina? And yet, somehow a piece of glass from the rec room window made its way into the bottle.
How?
Everything Hina told us was a lie?
Yeah, we established that 10 years ago, dude.
In reality, that bottle of poison most definitely found its way to the rec room. It was there at least until the window got broken. In other words, when the locked room was unlocked. There's no other way to explain the presence of that glass in that bottle.
How did it get in there? Wait. Are you saying that... No. You're saying that... The bottle of poison... The bottle of poison was where the protein cup is. Where is it? That wasn't there before, the protein shake. Because it's on top of the glass. So there was a bottle of poison there. Someone switched it out when we weren't looking? Is that it?
And then, once the room was opened, the bottle somehow got moved back to the shelf in the chem lab. Meanwhile, the protein can we found at the crime scene was planted there. That had to be after the locked room was opened. In other words, after Sakura died.
Wait, hold on. You're moving too fast.
Well, since when?
I'll grant you, the bottle of poison may well have been in the rec room when it was locked. But how can you say the protein can was put there after the room was unlocked?
Because there's glass underneath it, genius.
We already know she was given the protein can with the poison inside, right?
What happened? Did your screws come loose now, all of a sudden?
If that can
Or are
wasn't
you
there
trying to
when
hide
she
something?
died, how did she get poisoned?
You're right. We do need to explain
That
that.
means she literally drank from the poison bottle itself.
But before we do, there's something I'd like to confirm with everyone here.
Huh?
It has to do with the protein can. After Sakura's body was discovered, did anyone move it or trip over it or anything like that?
What are you talking about? Is this some kind of loaded question?
Not at all. Just answer to the best of your ability.
Well, no, not that I remember.
Yeah, me either.
Not me.
Same here. Yeah, me either.
Okay then, that settles it.
Settles.
That proves that the protein can found its way to the murder scene after the room was opened.
How?
Oh, come on! How can you say that? How can you know what I don't know?
The reason she can say that is because there's evidence. There's proof that someone brought the protein can to the rec room after it was opened. Oh, what's going on? Could Byakuya really be the killer here? I mean, he's panicked, but it also could be because he missed stuff. Source of the powder, empty protein drink, chem lab shelf.
When it comes to that protein can, there's not a doubt in my mind. Until the locked room was unlocked, it absolutely was not in there.
So you're saying
Someone planted evidence.
someone planted it there after we got the door open?
Sneakily.
No, that's impossible. It had to have been in there the whole time. It had to be. It was in there before the rec room was unlocked.
Why is he so flustered? When the locked room was unlocked, in other words, when I broke the window. If I concentrate on that, we'll get our
When it
answer.
comes to that protein can,
I'm pretty sure it's the one I currently have loaded. An empty protein drink was found near the rec room door. The container had a label reading Chem A2. The shards of glass from the window that was broken to get into the room were found both around and underneath the container. That is the one.
There's not a doubt
Byakuya,
until
it's
though
finally
it
time for
absolute-
you
So
to
you're
eat some
someone
humble
plant-
pie.
No. It had to have been in there the whole time. It had to be. It was in there before the rec room was
Ah, it's the
unlocked.
thing spinning. No.
When it comes to that, there's not a doubt until though it absolute.
So you're someone
Come on.
plant?
No. It had to have been in there the whole time.
Stick to the
It
side.
had to be. It was in there before the...
No.
No, that's wrong.
Come on. This is so exciting.
You remember how there was broken glass scattered all around the room, right?
Of course. It came from the window you broke to get in. What about it?
Well, those pieces weren't just scattered around the protein can. We also found pieces underneath the can.
What?
Whoa.
And this proves it. It shows that the can must have been put down on the floor after the window was broken. So it had to be after we got into the room.
I see. So that's your explanation. Kyoko, earlier when you asked if anyone had moved the can or tripped over it...
Oh, you suddenly remembered you accidentally kicked it?
if that were the case, that would explain the can being on top of the glass.
So you asked everyone about it to eliminate that possibility right out of the gate.
Of course.
And that's made everything clear, hasn't it? As long as it was a locked room, it only contained the bottle of poison, and not the protein can. But once the room was opened up, they were switched, and as a result, the protein can wound up in the rec room, and the bottle of poison returned to the chem lab.
Damn it, what's going on? This is an elaborate scheme.
If that's all true, then why did Sakura drink the poison? I thought we all agreed she was tricked into drinking it because of the protein can.
No, that's not why. The only explanation is she drank it from its original bottle, knowing exactly what it was.
And she locked the room herself.
Precisely. She was alone in a locked room. All she had was the poison. What other possibility is there?
How did the poison get in there? Did she bring it? Or did someone threaten her to drink it?
You're saying she drank it knowing what it was?
We need to know why she drank it.
Such a ridiculous fiction is...
Exactly what happened.
Then tell us already. Sorry. Please, tell us.
Oh, what?
Before we
Got
get to
manners
that,
now?
we need to clarify one other thing.
So many things we need to clarify, but I love it.
We need to establish who exactly got the poison from the chem lab and took it to the rec room.
Well, we know that Hiro and Toko definitely met with her. Byakuya supposedly tore his note apart and never did. Is that really true?
It was Hina, right? She took it and gave it to Ogre.
We just established we can't believe what Hina just said.
What do you think, Makoto?
The one who got the poison from the chem lab and brought it to the rec room. It had to have been
I got it!
Sakura herself, right?
I think it was Sakura herself.
Huh? So Sakura, who was apparently murdered, just poisoned herself?
But she must have been murdered, otherwise why are we here in this class trial? If we get it wrong, nobody graduates. If we get it... yeah? Well, there's no way to get it right, unless we know that she committed suicide.
What are you talking about? There's no way!
On the contrary, We know for a fact she went to the chem lab, right to the section full of poisons.
You're lying! Stop lying! Why? Why would you lie like that?
Looks like we got another bullet time battle here. No, it's not a lie. Sakura definitely went to Section C. Kyoko already showed me the evidence I need. Now I have to hit Hina with it. I have to make her accept it. Okay. Come on. Sorry I have to do this to you, but it's necessary.
You're a liar! What are you saying? Wrong! You're wrong! I'm telling you, I did it! Stop talking!
Why are you so adamant
You're
about
a
it?
liar! Wrong! You're wrong! Wrong! You're wrong! I hate you!
Don't say that.
You're a liar! What are you saying? Wrong! You're
Gotta get in the
wrong!
rhythm, gotta get in the rhythm.
I'm telling you, I did it! Stop talking!
At least she's not using her special ability on me. Nega time, right?
You're a liar! Wrong! You're wrong!
What's the truth bullet here?
Do you have any kind of proof Sakura took the poison?
I guess this is the only bullet I have.
This should prove it.
The powder on her feet. Or a shoe, or whatever she wears.
Hina, did you know that Sakura's foot had a certain yellow powder stuck to it?
It did?
It did. The same yellow powder that had been spilled by the shelf in the chem lab.
I like to think she didn't use Nega time because she wanted to know the truth, but it was just hard for her to accept.
That powder was yellow, wasn't it? So the powder we found on Sakura, what else could it be but the powder from the chem lab?
Wait. So, what was that powder doing on Ogre's foot?
And it was only on her instep, right?
Sakura must have been standing right there where the powder was spilled. So the person who spilled the powder by the shelf wasn't Hina, but Sakura.
Why are you covering it up?
And when Sakura dropped the bottle, she dropped it away from where she was actually standing,
Which explains why only a little bit got on the top of her feet. The instinct.
which is how she was able to avoid getting it all over herself. But the powder still got scattered around, and some of it must have wound up on her instep. Is there any problem with my thinking?
Nope. I don't think so.
But why did Sakura pay a visit to Section C in the first place? The only explanation is that she was looking for poison. After all, that's all that section contained.
No! It was me! The poison! Because
What's going on?
I killed her!
No, you didn't kill her.
The one that killed Sakura. The connection between Sakura and the poison, the unsolved mystery of the locked room. There's only one way to explain it. The only way. One of the things I've been considering for quite some time now.
Here's my
She
answer.
killed herself.
The one who killed Sakura was Sakura herself.
What? The killer was Sakura?
Wait, so you're saying it was suicide?
That's all I can think of right now.
I don't believe it. I don't believe it any more than I believe I can fly.
But why are we on trial?
I can't believe it either. Or rather, I don't want to believe it.
Was it like Monokuma's twisted rules? She murdered herself.
But when you really think about it, everything matches up. Sakura went and got the poison. She barricaded herself in a room, and she drank it.
And then we start voting, and we vote that Sakura did the murder. She killed herself.
All so she could end her own life. And that explains why we couldn't solve the mystery of the locked room.
But why do this? You could have gotten us all killed as well, Sakura. Because of course.
I got it!
She created the locked
The
room.
locked room mystery was created by Sakura.
So that we wouldn't suspect anyone else. We'd know she killed herself.
I'm sure she locked herself in so nobody could stop her from doing what she did.
That too.
She sat there, drank the poison, and breathed her last breath. And the empty bottle of poison rolled around the locked room until we came and opened it.
But who switched it out? Oh, it would have been Hina.
At that point, someone grabbed the bottle and snuck it out of the room. And that was you, wasn't it, Hina? You did it to throw off the investigation, didn't you?
But why?
When we found her body,
Of course,
you
that's
stayed
right.
there near the door. Because you already knew Sakura was dead. And because the bottle of poison had rolled near the doorway.
That's when you picked up the bottle, right? I was too shocked to notice anything, and Kyoko was busy checking the body.
And the more I think about it, the more I realize how unusual your actions were.
It sort of came to terms with it quite early. I have to go get them. I have to go get the others. On shaky legs, Hina left the rec room.
You said you were going to go get everyone else. But your real intention was to go to the chem lab and switch out the containers, wasn't it? Once you were at the chem lab, you headed straight to the section where the protein powder was kept. There, you took the powder and poured it into the bottle of poison you'd grabbed from the rec room. When you left the lab, all you had was the empty protein can. Thinking about it like that, the footprints make perfect sense.
And then you came back and put the bottle down. Or the cup.
When you were done, you gathered everyone together. And once you were back in the rec room,
I got everyone. Ogre? Oh, so she's dead, huh? Sakura's been killed? I see.
while everyone else was focused on Sakura, you quietly placed the can on the ground. Honestly, I should have noticed. You should have been the first one to run up to Sakura's lifeless body.
Exactly, I didn't say anything. I should have.
The Hina I know never would have left her side in a situation like that.
Especially after Hifumi's death, and you were right next to him as he died.
So, Sakura committed suicide. In order to hide this fact, Hina undertook a series of actions to undermine the investigation. As long as you could disguise the truth, you didn't care if we blamed you for her death. That's why you didn't bother to get rid of such obvious evidence, right? The footprints in the powder and the bottle of poison? Vital pieces of evidence, and yet...
You didn't care, because as long as we voted for someone other than Sakura, you would have been happy.
So you're saying Hina consciously deceived us to make it look like she killed Sakura?
All I can think of is the hostage.
No! No, 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 no! I killed her! I did it!
That's enough, Hina. It's over.
It's not! Nothing's over!
It is. Actually,
Ooh.
no. You're right.
Exactly, I need to recollect the events of this case.
We have to end this properly.
Here we go. Let me explain. Alright. Act 1. Sakura passes notes to everyone. Act 2. Toko goes there first. She hides in the locker. She witnesses Sakura talking to Hiro. Offers Hiro a candy. Hiro gets spooked. He's like, oh my god, she's gonna kill me. Because she said that she has to end it. So he attacks first. Whacks Sakura. She survives though. He quickly writes Toko's name on the magazine, then sprints away. Toko comes out. She sees her name written on the magazine. She's like, oh my god, I need to hide this. Turns around, sees Sakura, freaks out, switches to Genocide Jill. Hits her again with another bottle. Poor Sakura. She gets smashed. Genocide Jill hides everything. Sakura gets up. She's just like, oh my goodness, I've had enough of this nonsense. You know what? Getting whacked with 2 bottles is enough to end anything. Has a moment of enlightenment, commits suicide. Act 6, we all find her. We break in, get inside, but the culprit, or not really the culprit in this case, is Hina. She goes, picks up the bottle, covers everything up. I don't know why. I'm suspecting it's to do with Sakura's hostage. Anyway, here we go. Let's figure this out. Well, let's fill this in. We've already figured it out. She slots the note in. That's already there, so that's not it. We need to get Byakuya's face here. He's the third person. Look at that face. Toko arrives. Okay, we need to figure out things. That's the magazine itself, so that's okay. She arrives. Is that her getting in or going out? I'm gonna say that's her going into the locker. Witnesses that. Hiro offers Hiro candy. He goes, grabs the bottle. We need to get the one where it smashes like that. Yep, because the knight's in there. The knight is the one that he used to whack it, which means Genocide Jill used the queen bottle. He writes Toko's name in the magazine. I saw that. It was here. He sprints off. This is her. This has got to be her coming out, right? It's not her going in. What's the difference? That one doesn't look as panicked as the other one. The other one's got sweat on it. So this must be the one when she comes out. She sees what happened. She puts the magazine back upside down by accident. Sakura wakes up. She gets panicked because she's afraid of blood. She goes, grabs the other bottle. This time it's the queen, which we can see there. She goes nuts, picks up the pieces, and flies away. Sakura wakes up. She's just like, oh, can't deal. She produces the poison from her hand, well, from wherever she hid it. Looks up, just drinks the poison. Act 6, we find the body. We bust in, we check her. Hina's not happy. She sees the poison, she picks up the poison. Where's that one? Here. Sneaks off. While we're all investigating the body, she plants the protein cup. Kime 2, that's the one. Okay, what are our fake ones? Just to do an audit real quick. We got the chest piece. I'm sure that's on one of the frames. Yeah, it's there. What else we got? Got the candy, which is there. We got the note, which is in the first frame. Let's go.
Here's exactly what happened.
Well, we didn't say who the killer was this time.
This case began when Sakura asked a number of people to meet her in the rec room.
Byakuya's the only one who's happy about
Specifically,
it.
those people were Hiro, Toko, and Byakuya.
Why did she want to meet with them?
But one of them headed out a bit earlier than the others. Toko.
Maybe she wasn't going to kill herself. She could just talk to one of these three, but then none of them really accepted her invite.
She got there one step ahead of everyone else and looked around for a good hiding spot.
Cool. It's the right one.
And she found it. She crawled into the locker to get out of sight. Then, from inside the locker, she saw Sakura enter the room. Next to arrive was Hiro. When he got there, he mistakenly thought Sakura was going to try to kill him, so he panicked.
Great.
Without thinking, he grabbed a nearby Monokuma bottle and attacked Sakura with it. Thinking he'd killed her, he hastily began covering up his crime. He took a magazine from the table and forged a dying message from Sakura.
At least we'll know if Hiro commits the murder. He's not very good at covering up with evidence.
To that end, he wrote down a name. Toko. By writing her name, he was hoping to pin the murder on her.
You guys almost got us all killed. Everyone
But
trying
of
to
course,
pin other
Toko
people.
had witnessed the whole thing. So as soon as the coast was clear, she jumped out of the locker and hid the magazine on the shelf with all the others. But in her rush, she made one little mistake.
Put it upside down.
She put the magazine back upside down.
This is such a wacky series of events. I love it.
Soon after, she watched as Sakura slowly opened her eyes. She also saw the blood dripping off Sakura's head and fainted. This caused her personality to switch back over to Genocide Jack. When she woke back up, her second personality also saw the blood-soaked Sakura, and she freaked out.
Second bottle.
And just like Hiro, she grabbed another Monokuma bottle and attacked her. This explains why there were 2 wounds on Sakura's head. Assuming Sakura really was dead this time, she set about disposing of the evidence.
Jeez, during the daytime out in the open.
She gathered up the broken Monokuma bottle shards and the queen chess piece.
Risky play to try and clean up the evidence.
And that explains how Sakura was attacked twice with the same type of weapon. But even after those 2 blows, she was still alive. So then, what was Sakura's actual cause of death?
The
It
poison.
was the poison that Sakura herself got from the chem lab. She turned the rec room into a true locked room scenario, and then drank the deadly mixture. And there, she took her final breath. Later on, the rest of us discovered that her body was in there. We had to smash the door's window to get inside. But someone already knew what had happened. Knew that she had committed suicide.
Oh my gosh.
And that same someone quietly snatched the bottle of poison from off the ground. And while nobody was looking, replaced it with an empty protein can. They did all this specifically to place all the suspicion on themselves, in an attempt to guide the trial to a false conclusion. And the one who went to all that effort
Was you, Hina.
was you, Hina.
But she's not going to get executed, right? She didn't kill. She just covered up the crime. That's not grounds for execution, right?
That's the full truth of the case. Sakura took her own life, and you claim to be the killer to hide that fact. Isn't that right?
That's what happened?
Guess I'm just smarter than you, bro.
But, Makoto, how did you manage to... How were you able to uncover the truth that even I couldn't discern?
I guess I'm just that lucky.
Huh? Oh, well, I mean...
You still haven't realized?
You're not as smart as you think, probably? That's what you're gonna say?
We don't all act according to calculations and cost-benefit diagrams. That's what makes us so complicated. That's what you don't understand. And that's why you couldn't solve this case.
You couldn't factor in emotional thoughts. You were thinking of everyone thinking logically and rationally.
See? Didn't I tell you? When you dismiss other people's feelings, it'll always come back to bite you in the end.
Damn! It's not all science and mathematics applied in the real world, dude. We did it. We solved the case. Oh my gosh. Wow, that was a doozy. Oh my gosh. What's gonna happen now? Oh no. Everyone confessing, that threw me off, so I just had no clue what was going on. My first thought was suicide, but then I was like, because of the locked room, like only Sakura could have locked the room, but then I couldn't figure out why. And then when everyone starts confessing, you're like, oh, what's going on? And your mind just goes everywhere. Then Byakuya starts acting panicked, and you're like, oh man, was it him? Whoa. That was a wild, wild ride. Let's see what happens.
Okay. I think we can all agree you made your point. Did you guys forget already? You still haven't voted yet.
Oh yeah, that's right.
You seriously forgot?
Yeah, it was kind of a, charged discussion.
I can feel my energy draining out of me. Well, whatever. You don't really have a choice anyway. You just gotta do it.
I wonder if he would have been happy if we all died, because none of us would be able to graduate here.
Maybe you don't want to, but please grab your lever and cast your vote. So, who will be chosen as the blackened? Will you make the right choice or the dreadfully wrong one?
You look like you already know, Monokuma.
What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be?
He sounds disappointed. It is Sakura, who's already grayed out. Monokuma's on the slot machine as well. Does that mean he's capable of killing someone? What happens if that's the case?
Okay.
Yeah, that's right. The one who killed Sakura was Sakura herself.
My entire existence!
Okay, we're done here.
What did you say?
So that's the whole truth, huh? I see. But there's still one thing I don't understand.
Come on.
Hina, why did you try to cover up what happened? Why are you so, angry? You did this too, in case 2. A bastard? What, someone else does it, now they're not allowed, huh? If the truth hadn't come to light, you would have died along with the rest of us. I suppose that's the key difference. He would have told everyone what happened, whereas Hina was happy to all of us dying.
What are you thinking?
And yet you... Why did you do that?
Don't be mean!
Yeah, we almost died there.
What is this?
Because... That's exactly what I wanted. We all treated Sakura badly after we found out she was the spy. She killed herself. We all deserve to die, is probably what Hina's trying to think here. What? I mean, the reason Sakura died is because all of you pushed her into a corner. You all killed her. So that's why.
You should have been the one to die.
I couldn't let her be the only one who died.
What?
You don't mean? You were going to take us all with you? We have to atone for our sins. Because everyone, even me, we all killed her. We all have to pay for our crimes. For serious? That's...
What is this?
You still don't understand? Then let me explain. Do you realize just how much despair Sakura was carrying with her when she died? Look at this. Such brutality has made me desperate. So instead of just waiting to be killed, I'll do it by my own hand. That's the suicide note. I found it on the ground, in front of the rec room. It's Sakura's suicide note. Suicide note? Thinking back, I should have seen it coming. It was right after Genocide Jack had attacked me. Sakura got mad and stormed out of the nurse's office. I ran out after her and... Sakura, calm down. You don't have to worry about me, I'm fine. I can't calm down. I don't care if I suffer for this. It's my fault after all. But now you're suffering because of me.
No forgiveness!
You tried to protect me, but because of me...
I can't forgive this!
My closest friend got hurt. Sakura...
I...
Because of me. My friends are all going to kill each other. This is all my responsibility. Sakura thought she was responsible. She thought everything was her fault. Which is why she wanted to find some way to get everyone to forgive her. Which is why she wanted everyone to meet her. And everyone took shots at her except for Byakuya, who didn't even arrive in the first place, so that's great. So she asked to meet with them.
Huh?
You asked to meet with those three? You can't! Don't you see how dangerous that is? Don't worry. I just want to talk to them.
But...
Talk about... what? Listen, don't do it. If they all gang up on you at once, even you.
Hina.
Please, don't think of things like that. They're not my enemy.
They're friends.
Well, that's just fantastic, isn't it? Even though I'm not directly responsible for this, you know? I could have done more to, you know? Ah, it's tough. It sucks, man. Sakura. She clearly believed. She completely believed. In all of us. If you'd just talked to her, you would have understood. She was a friend to all of us. And yet...
Why?
And yet... She gets smashed twice in the head. You trampled all over her feelings. And then you did the unthinkable. No, that was just a misunderstanding.
What are you saying?
Don't stand there and call it a misunderstanding. She believed in you, and you wouldn't even listen to what she had to say. Without asking a single question, you tried to kill her.
I won't forgive you.
Do you have any idea how desperate she was, seeing you act like that? That's what her suicide note means. So instead of just waiting to be killed, I'll do it by my own hand.
Why?
That's how far you'd pushed her.
Huh?
Sakura, what happened to you?
Hina.
You came. Wait right here. I'll help you out.
Hina.
Huh?
I'm so glad I got to meet you. What's wrong, Sakura? Why are you talking like that?
I have a favor to ask.
Huh?
A favor?
Some protein.
Could I ask you to? And then she drank the poison while Hina had gone. Yeah, you got it. Just hang on, I'll be right back. That was the last conversation I had with her. I went to the chem lab to get the protein she'd asked for. When I got there, I saw the powder. And that's when I realized I saw that someone had taken something from the poison shelf. Sakura. So I ran back to the rec room as fast as I could. But by the time I got there, it was already too late. Sakura!
Please!
Let me in! Please! Open the door!
Why? Why?
Why did she have to die? She had weaknesses, just like any other person. If she got cut, she bled. If someone hurt her, she felt it. That's weakness. That's normal. And yet,
Why?
you all blamed her. I tried to protect her, and I suffered for it. And that just added to the weight she had to carry. And I didn't even realize it. Hina, we killed her. All of us. We pushed her into a corner. And we murdered her.
Why?
People like us shouldn't be allowed to live. And that's why you tried to lead us astray? You did your best to make us arrive at the wrong conclusion during the class trial. Sakura died hating all of us. I wanted to free her of her regrets. But even that got found out. In the end, I wasn't able to do anything for her. I could never face her after this.
Hey! Hey!
I'm sorry to interrupt right now when you're about to deliver the final tearjerker, but
Hey!
it's just taking so long! I'm about to fall asleep over here. I mean, do you really think you have any idea what Sakura was actually thinking when she died?
What is this?
What did you say? Everything you just said is nothing but your interpretation, right? Your own opinion on what her suicide note meant?
What are you saying?
Of course I know what she was thinking, 'cause her and me...
In other words...
Well, what I'm really trying to say is...
Yes, indeed!
Don't you think the entire foundation is shaky? What if it was really... like this?
What the
Last
heck?
Testament of Sakura Ogami? What is that?
Of course!
Isn't it obvious?
Yep.
A suicide note. Sakura's suicide note. What? But Hina already...
Too bad!
Oh, I wrote that one. It was all me, baby.
It's
Wow.
true.
This is the one Sakura addressed to Hina and put it in her room.
Huh?
What? Then... you... lied to me?
Unbelievable.
Oh, don't say lie. It makes it sound so dirty. I just thought I'd liven things up a bit.
Well now.
I can't help it if you totally took my little scribbles at face value. It didn't even have Sakura's signature on it. What a dick. You filthy little...
Damn it!
I'm not filthy. I didn't do anything.
Pum, pum.
Did I falsify evidence? Did I affect the outcome of the class trial? The case played out between you and you alone. You were the ones jerking each other around.
Phew.
Heck, even if the will had factored in, it still would have been between you guys.
Shing!
So what's the problem? This is all part of the production process. Okay? And scene. Cut!
And?
So then, what did she write in her real suicide note?
What are you gonna do?
I'm glad you asked. For your benefit, I shall read it using my melodic, angelic, harmonic narrator voice.
Hey!
But you know, haven't you ever been curious about the whole suicide note thing? Who came up with the idea of leaving a note when you killed yourself in the first place?
But hold on.
And isn't it just so unfortunate? Killing yourself is just so final, you know? You can never hear the rest of their story. The truth is lost in darkness. Gives me the willies.
Enough already.
Could you get on with it, please?
Yes, indeed.
Okay, geez, talk about a buzzkill. Alright, here we go. My good friend Hina, there's something I have to tell you. I hate to do it like this, but you need to know. This is my final wish.
As you know, I've been giving information to the one who's imprisoned you here.
It was our first night in this strange school that the mastermind came to see me.
You see, the mastermind took control of my family's dojo and demanded I become their tool.
You might not see the importance of a dojo, but my family has watched over it for over 300 years.
I couldn't let it be destroyed under my watch, so even if it meant my own life, I had to protect it. That's how I saw things.
However, that was my greatest weakness. And because of that, I made the mistake of giving in to the mastermind.
And what the mastermind wanted from me was nothing less than murder.
They were probably worried that until the first murder had happened, nothing would move forward. But what neither the mastermind nor I expected was the incident involving Sayaka. At that point, the plan changed. The mastermind told me to hold off, to wait until we reached another stalemate.
However, as I lived here with all of you, as I lived here with Hina, my resolve began to weaken.
Watching everyone fight with such despair, trying so desperately to stay alive, I saw the weakness in my own heart, the mistake of succumbing to the mastermind. And more than anything,
I cannot betray those who would call me their friend.
that's how I came to feel. So that's why, Sakura.
I've made a decision. I will no longer retreat, no longer compromise, no longer regret. I've made my decision. I'm going to resist you.
And then Monokuma revealed it. Of course, but because of that, I decided to reveal her secret, which made everyone else hate her. And then she felt so alone. Her decision to stay true to all of you led directly to all of you hating her for it. Ironic, isn't it? Or maybe oxymoronic, or just moronic.
Of course, I understand if you all hate me. All of this is because of my own weakness.
I'm perfectly willing to accept whatever attack you may want to make on me.
So this is my atonement for betraying you. That's what I had in mind.
But unfortunately, that's not enough. This won't end with just me accepting your hatred.
My own situation has started having an effect on more people than just me, which is exactly what the Mastermind wanted when they revealed my betrayal.
My betrayal brought suspicion, disharmony. The Mastermind knew that eventually it would escalate into someone murdering someone else. So she killed herself.
Of course, I'm still responsible for that as well.
I have an obligation to get this situation under control. And to fulfill that obligation, I've decided to do as the Mastermind has commanded. I will do as I was told, and commit murder.
But I've decided the one I'm going to kill is myself.
Indeed. If the Mastermind demands that I kill someone, then that someone will be me. Then my dojo will be safe, and above all else, none of you will have to kill anyone. When I die, the source of conflict among you all dies with me. For that, I'm willing to give up my life. Oh man, that's so heartfelt, man.
If it can save you, then sacrificing my own life could have no greater meaning.
That means no more killing, guys, otherwise it would be all for nothing.
Whatever you think of me, please know that you are all my most treasured friends.
I've never had people like you in my life.
Huh?
Then, Sakura didn't feel cornered? She didn't die hating us?
No way!
She wanted to stop us from fighting? To protect us?
Correct.
She didn't end her own life because she was weak. She did it because she was strong. She did it because she had to protect us. Quite the opposite, in fact. She was strong. Too strong. That's why she killed herself. She chose death for herself in order to protect the rest of us. To sacrifice so much. No normal person could do that.
However,
It was only her limitless strength that made it possible. Oh, man.
Finally, Hina, I want to apologize to you especially.
The reason I didn't tell you any of this is because I knew you would try to stop me. I'm really, truly sorry. But please don't be sad. If I can thwart the Mastermind's plans, if I can keep you from killing each other, that's enough for me. This is the path that I have chosen. This is the only way I have left to distinguish myself. And you can use this note to bring the class trial to a quick end. Son of a bitch, Monokuma hit it! I'm so sorry to ask you to do something so unpleasant, but I have to leave the rest to you. Please talk to Byakuya, Toko, and Hiro on my behalf. I can't tell anyone about my plan while I'm alive, but I wanted you to understand why I'm doing this. Freaking Monokuma, man, oh my god. In the end, though, I hope to show myself through actions and not words. Hopefully then they'll see.
I never saw you as my enemy. You were only ever my friend, who I wanted to help as much as possible. Hina, whatever it takes, survive. Survive along with everyone else. No matter what, just survive.
But
This is... I didn't understand how she felt. Not at all. I thought we were close, and still...
What are you gonna do?
But in the end, all her meddling was like, totally pointless. She died so you guys wouldn't try to kill each other, but she almost ended up doing it anyway. Thanks to you, her death had no purpose at all. Wrong. Wrong. We've learned now, and none of us are dead, so screw you, Monokuma. In fact, it was because of her stupid meddling that the rest of you nearly bit the big one.
Too bad.
She deserves all the blame. Everyone blame her. Go ahead, she deserves it. Now then, the next victim has been decided. What do you mean, next victim? Nobody here blames anyone.
Huh?
First of all, you're in the wrong for tricking Hina with that fake suicide note. And plus, Sakura's death wasn't a waste.
Say what?
Because she made us remember. We're not enemies that hate each other. We're friends who need to work together.
You know?
Damn straight. This is all because of our misplaced hatred.
Well,
I don't blame her. I can't blame her. And nobody can blame Hina either.
Ooh.
Whether or not was a spy never really mattered. Because the one we need to destroy is you. Nobody else.
What?
What
do
the
you
heck?
want?
That's not how this is supposed to go.
How strange.
But anyway, are you sure about that? This killing game is a competition between all of you. Remember?
Hey!
Your enemy is each other. He's absolutely right about that. Stop it, Byakuya, please.
Phew.
Ah, lovely Byakuya. You understand, don't you? This is a life or death elimination match. The only way to survive is to win. There can be no doubt that those are the rules of the game. Which is why I am bowing out of the game. What does that mean?
Naturally.
Oh! Sakura and Hina were both willing to sacrifice their own lives to deny the reality of the game. Thanks to them, it would appear the others have cast aside their fear for this game.
Don't make me repeat.
There's no point in participating in a game which has lost that sense of excitement. Which is why I will no longer be participating in it.
What?
What's going on here? Now I have only one thing to look forward to,
It's all clear.
and that is to heap the harshest possible punishment onto the one who thinks they can control me. But Byakuya, does this mean... Don't misunderstand. I haven't been moved by some thoughtless sentimentalism. If that's what you're thinking. Sorry, I butchered that word completely. Wherever Master goes, I go. And if the mastermind turns out to be a guy, maybe I can catch on fire. Everyone.
Hey,
Well, now can you say that Sakura's death had no meaning? How boring. But nothing good can come of this. I'm still gonna be the one having the fun time.
What the heck?
The fun time? Anyway, let's forget about that good-for-nothing backstabber and get back on track.
You want me to punish you guys?
It's the moment you've all been waiting for. Punishment time!
What?
Wait, but Sakura was technically the killer, right? And she's dead. You're not gonna...
But
Is it me?
Wrong.
Oh, heavens no. Just because the blackened is dead doesn't mean I can just sub in whatever old student I want. What? Is this where the 16th student comes in? Didn't I tell you? I'm very particular about the bear times 1 rule,
Listen up.
but I spent so much time preparing my special punishment, it would be a shame to let it go to waste. So for my special punishment, I've prepared a special guest. A special guest?
Let's give it everything we've got. It's punishment time.
What the hell? Who is he talking about? Alter ego. Oh no. There goes our hope again. Never mind, we're not gonna get out of here at all, are we? We're trapped forever. Excavator destroyer. Son of a bitch! Not cool, man. Not cool at all. You! You suck, man! You turned him into a mangled hunk of junk! That really took it out of me! Maybe I'll go grill up a plate of chicken. After all, they say for post-workout grub, chicken's where it's at. And I'm all about the grilled goodness. Fried, broiled, give me a break. The color, the smell, the succulence, grilled is where it's at. God, he's so evil, isn't he?
so,
I realize how dangerous it could be, but still, I have to do this.
but
I'm scared, but I can handle it. I don't really understand why, but
still.
when I think about everyone else, my courage starts to grow. You might think I'm just some inhuman AI, but it's true. So, it's okay.
I'm gonna
If it's for the sake of everyone else, I won't be afraid. Alter Ego's words raced through my heart and soul, and my disbelief gave way to raw anger. The anger turned to fury, black and muddy and boiling over. It bubbled up through my body, quickly overflowing and shooting out of my mouth. How dare you! That was my friend! How dare you kill him!
What's the matter?
Huh? You were friends with a laptop? That's pretty pathetic. What's next, friends with a basketball? Shut the hell up! He wasn't just a laptop, he was my friend. And you killed him! Is this what you call animism? Where a soul dwells within all things? Even like laptops? Well, you can call it whatever you want. Bottom line is, it got in my way. It was trying to find things out all sneaky.
Just as I thought.
So, you finally noticed him.
Actually,
Finally? No, I knew about him from the very beginning. I knew Chihiro was doing something with the laptop, and I knew you were using it to analyze data. I knew it. He couldn't, there's no way he would have missed it. Like, us coming out of the bathhouse and everything like that. There was no way we were fooling this guy. I knew exactly how it was all gonna play out from the start. What?
What are you thinking?
You knew? And you were still cocky enough to let us take the plunge?
yep.
Well, I mean, the data of that laptop? It was I guess you could call it a gift. From me to you. He does want us to solve the mystery of the school, doesn't he? So it makes sense that he'd let us investigate certain things, right?
Phew!
Or maybe more like a reward, in honor of you being able to unlock something so difficult.
Hey,
So of course I didn't care if you got access to that. But sneaking into the network was just too personal. So I had to do a little, you know, reformatting.
I want to be able to help.
I want to keep being helpful to everyone. I want to work as hard as everyone else so that we can all get out of here. Alter Ego wanted to fight for us. He wanted to help at the risk of his own life, and for that, he was killed. Yeah, the punishment time has made me feel 1,000,000,000 times better.
very nice.
Experiencing a meaningless death is so soothing. It makes me remember that every low can get even lower. No. His death wasn't meaningless either. Everybody who's died so far, the deaths of each and every one of our friends, they all make us stronger. I swear to God, someday you will pay for this.
Ba-bum, ba-bum.
Holy moly, you're super mad. Like, just unreasonably upset.
Well,
Okay, time to bring things to a close. Oh, but before that, I need to read the postscript.
What?
Postscript?
yep.
Yeah, there's still a bit more left of Sakura's note.
Huh?
Do I have your attention? Okay then, here we go.
Hello.
Prepare your ears for the dulcet tones of yours truly. One other thing, Hina. There's something I'd like you to tell the others. Hopefully it will act as a clue to help you unravel the mystery of this school. What? A clue?
Hina.
I've spoken with the mastermind off and on the whole time I've been here, and so I've learned one thing, which is the mastermind has done something to us. I think what they've done is... Oopsie daisy, that was a close one. Another word, and we would have been hip deep in spoiler territory.
Too bad.
Okay, I don't want to ruin the surprise, so book club is dismissed for today. What? You can't just stop at the most important bit. It makes your brain rumble and tumble, huh? It makes you so mad you don't even friggin' know, huh?
You guys?
That's the whole point. Stupid! It's to get back at all of you for hardening your resolve. Fine, but at least Sakura's note. Like I'd ever let any of you greaseballs have it. But
Too bad.
sucks for you, loser. Wait, what's this?
What?
What is it now?
What?
There's one last line in the note. And let me just say this to the mastermind. I'm not going to just lay down and die. I will fight you, you bastard. No matter what. And that's seriously it. Huh? Wow, what a stubborn loser, huh? She won't lay down and die? She'll fight you? Does that mean... Are we all... Well, whatever. Who cares what some dead musclehead has to say?
Well,
Okay, I'm out of here. You guys should try to get some rest, you know? And maybe take some time to reconsider how you approach this school life of yours. Are you sure you don't want to graduate? Can you really cut free from the regrets of the outside world? Think about that. Think long. Think hard. Those were his parting words to us before disappearing. But what was that all about? Sakura's final message. Her last clue to help us solve the mystery of the school? Are we all in a coma? Are we in a simulation? The mastermind did something to us? Kyoko said something like that before, didn't she? It was after Celeste's trial was over. Something was done to her body, right? What did you do? What did you do to my body?
who?
What?
Hey,
Answer me. What did you do to my body? The mastermind did something. To our bodies? What are they saying the mastermind did? What did the mastermind do to us? I mean, did the mastermind plant a bomb in us or something? And if we try to leave the school, a sensor goes off? And the bomb explodes? I've seen stuff like that in movies and comics and stuff, so it's not totally unheard of. No. I feel awful just thinking about it. I can't afford to acknowledge thoughts like that.
Yo!
So the class trial is over and Monokuma's gone.
But...
So... now what do? I have no clue what we do. Alter Ego's dead.
Yes.
What else is there? Other than to head back up.
Oh
yeah. Okay, let's get out of here. But... Hina must still feel responsible. Dial back that ego a bit, girl. The kind of mystery someone like you could pose is absolutely no threat.
Not possible.
I would never have lost to that kind of challenge. What are you talking about? Kyoko and Makoto are the ones that figured everything out.
Stop talking.
Shut up. Seriously? I'm sorry. How many times do you plan to apologize? How about you make that one the last one? I haven't reached a point where I need someone apologizing to me more than once.
Sorry.
Okay. I see what you mean. Then... I'll... try.
Huh?
That totally wasn't normal, right? Did she just capture his flag?
No, 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 no!
I can't suffer the existence of someone who would disturb the romance between me and Master.
Huh?
What are you talking about? That's absolutely not what's happening here. Why would I ever go for a sleazeball like him?
What did you say?
Sleazeball?
What the heck?
That's right. I called you a sleazeball, because you are. Sleazeball.
I see.
Apparently you still have a death wish. Oh, more biting sarcasm? No wonder you don't have any friends.
No, no, no,
Hey,
no!
stop fighting with Master. You're making me jealous. I want the abuse. Give and take. Me! I guess it's not so easy for everyone to act like friends. Well, that's just how it is for now. Guys, come on. We need to work on this. Communication. We need it. And so, Sakura's class trial came to an end, and we returned to the world of Hope's Peak Academy. But the story wasn't even close to over. Time kept marching on. We all went back to our rooms, and before long, night snuck up on us.
This is a school announcement. It is now 10 p.m. As such, it is officially nighttime. Soon the doors to the dining hall will be locked, and entry at that point is strictly prohibited. Okay then. Sweet dreams, everyone. Good night. Sleep tight. Don't let the bed bugs bite.
Alrighty. Nighttime descended, and pulled me down along with it, down into sleep. I couldn't remember the last time I'd fallen into such a deep sleep. But the night still wasn't over for me. Really?
Danganronpa.